Hello and welcome. How to do vulnerable. Well, I wasn't very good at being vulnerable. I was more the stoic type. I can do this myself. I don't need any help. Until recently, I was told I had a tumor. And for 4 weeks, I sat in this emotional washing machine. The voices in my head were incredible. The emotions were off the charts. And through it all, I just became present with it, not knowing really what it was or why it was there. It was more of what is it I needed to learn. And I think the biggest thing I had to learn was vulnerability. To show that side of myself of being afraid, scared, showing sadness, fear, all the emotions. And I think in doing so, that was part of the whole healing process, was vulnerability. And after 4 weeks of processing all of this, I found out it was benign. Still some other things to go through, but I've moved through one huge growing cycle. And vulnerability now seems to show up a lot in working with 2 clients recently. I had asked one of them, do you share with your partner what you are feeling, what you are processing and going through? And she said no. And in an hour of working with her, she started being very strong. I've got this attitude. And at the end, she was gentle, soft. And I said, do you notice the difference of who you are now versus who you were 60 minutes ago? She said, yes. I said, do people see you that way? She said, no. I said, do you know this is a gentler, softer side of yourself? That's your vulnerability. She said, I don't even know what it means. Well, it's exactly that. It's showing your innocence, the sensitive side of yourself. Most women, and men too, we come on this planet and it's like we've got to fight to survive. We don't let anybody into our deep hidden emotions. And this is why so many of us push our emotions away, because we don't know how to cope with it. So I told her, I said, you know, the relationship you have with your partner is probably very stale. I said, have you ever sat down and shared with him your fears, what you struggle with, what makes you sad? She said, no, never. I said, that's all part of the healing process, is to be able to sit down in front of someone you love and openly share with them how you feel. Think about it. When was the last time you did it? Where you honestly just sat there and said, you know what? I'm afraid. I don't know what to do. Or today at work this happened and I just wanted to cry. I was so sad. You see, if we don't talk about our emotions, then how are we ever going to cope with them? How are we going to move through them? And then I had another client, and that same word kept coming up into my head as I was working with her. And then I sat down with her and I said, vulnerable. Vulnerability just is screaming to me. Have you ever, again, shared with your partner your fears, your joys, What makes you sad? What makes you happy? And she said, no. She said, I think I'm not good enough. I think I'm not making enough money to be supportive. He's the one making most of the money. I said, but does he know that? Are these just thoughts in your head that keep coming up? Because you grew up with those thoughts. So heal those thoughts within you of saying you're not good enough. Be with them. Don't push them away. And then share it. Share it with your partner. When you don't speak to someone and tell them what you're experiencing, then they feel that there's something wrong that they're doing. But they're not doing anything wrong. We're not mind readers. We can guess. But no, stop guessing. Show your vulnerability. Be true to yourself. The gentler, softer side of you. This is who we are, the innocence within us, the child that wants to come out and play, to be seen, to be heard, to be felt, to be loved, and not be so stoic and pretend that you have everything under control. Because it's not about that anymore. It's about authenticity. It's about being okay with your innocence. It's showing your vulnerability. It's sharing with someone how you feel. That alone will change your relationship with whomever, whether it's a partner or a friend. Don't shut people out. Don't shut your emotions out. Learn to dance with it all. Learn to be true to yourself. Authentic. Vulnerable. And then your life takes on a whole new meaning because now you're no longer pretending. You're no longer hiding. You're being true to yourself, to your heart and soul. Thank you for dropping by. If you have any questions or comments, please make them. Give me a thumbs up. I appreciate all of your loving support. From my heart to yours. Have a beautiful day.